Hello, hello, hello. Is this on? Oh, yes, it is. Hello, everyone. Welcome. It is me, Danyell Carmelita, your favorite tarot reader and astrologer. Welcome. Today, you got to think fast. Well, if you think fast, you might regret it later, okay? Because Mercury is blazing through Aries. And I'm talking about that today, okay? We're talking about is it pushing us to speak fast and think later, act fast and think later, or maybe be bold in our decisions, in our communications? All that sounds very amazing because you want that pioneering, motivational energy. At the same time, we got Mercury retrograding, so we will be talking about that. If that's going to be throwing us into some conflicts, into some added confusion, into some delays, and some yeah, just it's going to be a cosmic shift. Okay, and March is a very big month, so I need you to check out my March video. But we're going to discuss how Mercury in this video in Aries is going to affect you, how with the retrograde infect how the retrograde in Mercury is going to affect your love life, your money, your decisions. Should you be signing that contract? We'll talk about that all here. And also, Mercury is going to even go back into Pisces, and that's going to be shifting from fire to water. And yeah, you're talking about actions going into uncertainty. And in this video, I'll break down all the major transits that will be affecting Mercury. And we'll talk about predictions for the individual and the collective. And I'm also going to do horoscopes for every zodiac sign. I have some tarot cards here, so we can even add that to the extra funness of this video. Yeah, and that is what we have. So you guys, stay tuned. You're going to want to watch this, especially if you want to know what's going on.
3, 2, 1.
I love you.
Okay, so first I'm going to show Mercury dates here. These are just some of the dates. These are not all the dates. I actually have more detailed dates that I have, but let me see if I can pull up while you guys are looking at. And welcome if you're listening to this via podcast. Welcome. I do have a podcast. Welcome if you are on X. Hello. If you're on Facebook or YouTube. Hello. So March 3rd, which is today, I am filming this live, unedited. Okay. March 3rd at 10:20 a.m. 10:23, really. So today Mercury enters Aries, and then we have it on the 5th. It's going to sextile Pluto. On the 14th, that is when Mercury will retrograde in Aries. Get ready. That is on the 14th. On the 11th, I skipped that. But on the 11th, Mercury and Venus are going to conjunct. So before retrogrades will actually conjunct Venus. Venus is also retrograding in Aries. So this will be interesting. I'll explain that. And then back to the 17th, Mercury is going to be combust. I'm going to explain what Mercury combust means with the sun. It was already combust, but now it's really going to be combust in Aries, energy. So we'll talk about that. Then on the 24th, we'll have a Kazemi. That is very positive. We'll get some clarity on the lies. Okay. On the 29th, Mercury is going to retrograde in Aries. It's going to be at 0 degrees. That's a very potent degree. It is currently at 0 degrees now, but retrograding, it's going to be very interesting. So that is a warning for the 29th. Okay. Mercury also on the 30th is going to re-enter Pisces on the 20 at 29 degrees. That's a very potent degree. It's also going to still be conjunct Venus. So, but now it will be in Pisces, and then the ruler will change. So first, Mercury in Aries, the ruler of Aries is Mars. So whatever Mars is doing, it's also affecting our beautiful Mercury and Venus. And then whatever when it goes in Pisces, whatever Jupiter and Neptune, what they're doing is going to affect Mercury in Pisces, and we'll talk about that. On the 7th, Mercury is going to turn April 7th. Mercury is going to go direct in Pisces, and it will be at 26 degrees. It will be very positive too, April 7th, because it'll also trine Mars in Cancer, and that is a beautiful trine, a water trine. And then on the 25th of April is when it will all end. That is when the post shadow phase retrograde ends for us. Okay, so that is what we have for the dates. And I do want to tell you, so this, this is usually a weekly transit, but because we don't have that much spice happening this week, even though Mercury entering Aries is more than enough, and we got enough drama going on in March, I do want you to explain. I do want you to understand that on March 7th, we have the sun is going to trine Mars. So today we have Mercury entering Aries, and I'm going to break that down and go over all the deets on that. But I do want you to know that on the 7th of March, the sun is going to trine Mars, and that is a water trine. So you're talking about psychic sensitivity, you're talking about intuitive energy, and it's like the mastery of it, emotional depth, and a lot of healing abilities. So, like a natural healer, a counselor, a therapist, maybe not psychology, but maybe a little psychology, just having some deep conversations, or deep energy, especially. And you're talking about someone who's like an empathetic healer or listener, a natural healer, and pursuing your dreams from the past is a possibility with this in a very positive way. I know a lot of people want to let go of the past, but sometimes that past helps us to endure. And March 7th, it will be very positive. What else do you have? Secrets, and it might be providing some safety, emotional and spiritual protection. And what else do we have with this? A blend of compassion, because it's water, a lot of compassion, a lot of emotional resilience. This is very fluid energy, so people will be very mutable and fluid. It's very powerful energy, intuitive with decision making, emotional intelligence. Yes, that is majorly what you get with a lot of water and trine, and protective drive to fight for what matters, more strategic emotional guidance, and deeply connected to your personal and collective well-being. A lot of oneness when you deal with Pisces, and not only is it oneness with Pisces, but the Cancer feels very empathetic. So you have that. So you have emotional strength. You have vulnerability, and maybe vulnerability with your family, or what you feel safe, or something from your past, or your mom. Okay. A lot of creativity that day. A lot of, and this is the sun, so the sun moves every day, but you'll be feeling it a little bit closer as it gets, closer this week. Yeah, so visionary action. Pisces is very imaginative, and Mars is going to give that push to manifest your dreams. A lot of action and intuitive leads and success, defending the underdog, because Mars in Cancer, it fights for your family, the home, deep emotional causes, while Pisces cares about the collective and what is lacking, and what people need for love. Also, that Cancer energy loves some dogs at home, right? So you do have that, and the energy may come in waves, right? Because Mars, Cancer, water, Pisces, water, all the tides and the moon, all that happens, and it makes excellent energy for, like, when something, the wave is coming up and you can go below the wave. You can be very strategic with this energy. Very romantic yet sensitive energy too. So that is what we have for that. Now I'm going to pull up the chart, and we're going to talk about Mercury, but that is what we have for March 7th, you guys. So far this week is going to be a very great week. So it's all about love and compassion and creativity. So take advantage of that. Now I want to talk about Mercury just entering Pisces. Actually, I can not Pisces, Aries. Okay. Let me tell you what Mercury entering Aries, what that looks like. Okay. First of all, Mercury itself, the planet, moves very fast. Okay. It goes through all the 12 signs in about a year. Okay. And it's in one sign for about 2 to 3 weeks. And then if it's in a fast sign like Aries and Gemini, and it's not retrograding, then it really goes fast. So if it wasn't retrograding in Aries, this will be a super fast transit. During the retrograde, though, it spends about 6 to 9 weeks in a sign. And if Mercury is retrograding in a sign that is like lingering, it will linger more in a water sign, or cardinal sign. And we have that with the Aries. And then we also have that with Pisces. But Aries, it moves fast because Aries likes to move fast. Mercury never stays more than 28 degrees away from the sun. This is just something I just want you to understand, that the sun is always sitting close. So when you know someone's sun sign, you can pretty much guess their Mercury sign, okay? Because it's not too far from Mercury. Yes, and Mercury retrogrades about 3-4 times a year. So Mercury retrograding is not as scary. I just want you to understand. What's interesting, though, is that Mercury is going to be retrograding in Aries, and it's going to be conjunct Venus. For you guys who are new to astrology, you're probably like, what the hell does that mean? I'm going to explain what that means, okay? So that makes this Mercury retrograde a little bit different. Now, anytime Mercury retrogrades, you do know you're going to have problem with your electronics, problem with communication, driving, a lot of accidents when it comes to driving. So you got to drive slow. You got to think before you speak. You have to, especially with Mercury in Aries. And then you also have to read the fine print, whatever you sign. If things get lost, don't take it personal. That's Mercury retrograding. If your technology is playing tricks on you, don't get frustrated. That's Mercury retrograding. Buying things, because Mercury also represents trade and sale. All that could be a problem. Now, Mercury also is about the trader. Okay, they are flip floppers. That Mercury energy is very much like you were on my side. Now you're on that side. Get ready for that when it's in Aries. Okay, but just alone, Mercury is a trader. Okay, Mercury also stands for the mind, the brain, and the intellect. And it's the theory of all combinations. It's about knowledge, communication across the board. So your confessions, writers, books, researchers, journalists, anyone's doing a podcast, Mercury is going to affect them. Okay. Translators, editors, if you're a writer, if you have to write a poem, if you have to write an essay, that's going to be dealing with Mercury. If you're a newscaster, if you're listening to the news, if you're receiving news, if you're receiving gossip, that's Mercury. Social media, because it's a form of communication, Mercury, right? The manner of judging and deciding what is best, that is Mercury. Mercury is also the negotiator, because Mercury, the god Mercury, he went from the underworld and above the world, and he communicated between the two. And he's also the negotiator for the conscious and the subconscious. So what we are dealing in reality and what we are dealing with our dreams, it's there. And Mercury is very ready. It's very ambitious. It wants to learn. It's very curious. Mercury is interested in everything. So it can make Mercury a little superficial. Okay. And we're going to discuss what that looks like in Aries. But Mercury alone can't really see the whole picture because it's too busy focusing on all the smaller things. The opposite side of Mercury is Jupiter, and it's the bigger picture, where Mercury is like, let's just focus on all the smaller community. Mercury doesn't want to focus on the world. Mercury also rules over teachers and school children and one's education, something that you're learning for the beginning, not the higher learning, just the beginning of something. That's Mercury. Mercury is dealing with, again, travel, right? So airways, your transport, airplanes, automobiles, traffic, public transportation. What else we have? Travelers, elevators. Mercury is also dealing with analytics. So it's about the accountants, it's about the bank tellers, it's about business matters, buying and selling, catalogs, commerce. People who are buying anything, Mercury. Okay. It's very calculating, it's very analytical, it's about the charts, it's about the chemist. It's very mutable, so it's flexible, and there's dexterity. It likes to do a lot of things. Okay, likes to have his hands in all pockets. It's in charge of the information, how you put it in a chart or a pattern. And it's dealing with doctors and critics and scientists and attorneys. A lot of cheaters, a lot of liars, a lot of counterfeit energy. That is also dealing with Mercury. Now, let me explain Aries, okay? And then I'll put it together for you just so you know. So now you understand what Mercury looks like. Let me tell you what Aries, the sign, what that represents. And while you guys are listening to this, hopefully you're understanding, like, okay, this is starting to make sense. Aries is a fire sign, okay? And all fire signs are very motivational. They're very uplifting. They like to deal with heat. Literal fire is also what you get with fire, firecrackers, just fire. Okay, that's what you get anytime. It is very literal, and it's also dealing with symbolic things of fire. So like your drive, you're very fired up. That's also very Aries, right? Also too, you're talking about ovens too, just so you know. Anything dealing with a heated situation could be dealing with Aries. Now, Aries is also a cardinal sign, and all the cardinal signs are the signs that are dealing with the first. But Aries is the first cardinal sign. So it really is about the first. It's also about the self. It's about the individuality. It's about number one. uno. So you do have that. It's the pioneer. Okay. It's a masculine sign. Masculine signs means that it's very extroverted. Feminine signs means that it's introverted. Masculine signs means that you will see it. You will be outside. Everyone's going to be involved. It's not just this subconscious internal energy. Okay. So you have that. Now, the ruler of Aries, because Mercury will be in Aries, the ruler of Aries is Mars. So we have to look at Mars and how it's going to represent Mercury. That's also a connection. So if you know anything about Mars, Mars is the planet of war. Mars is about conflict. And also too, Venus and Mercury will be conjunct. They will be hugging as Mercury enters the Aries and starts to retrograde in Aries. So we're going to talk about a lot of things dealing with Venus as well. So looking at Mars is going to be very important. Luckily, Mars doesn't have much bad aspects. So Mars is doing pretty good, but Mars is also in the sign of Cancer. So you are dealing with themes of the home. You are dealing with themes of the past. You are dealing with things that are very emotional, and security and feeling safe is what you get with Mars being in Cancer. So you will have that energy heavily impacting Mercury in Aries and Venus in Aries, and while it's retrograding, okay? But Mars is the archetype of warriors. And so you have that with Aries. You're talking about soldiers. You're talking about the shadow side is the destroyer. So you have the positive side is like, I'm the fighter. The negative side of Aries is I will destroy you, okay? Gets dark very quick with that Aries energy. But yeah, it likes to attack, it likes to struggle, it likes to assert itself, it strives on development and achievement of any type of conquest. Okay, you're saying that mountain, I have to climb that mountain. Okay, come on, I'm in Aries, we're gonna climb that mountain. That is that Aries energy. Okay, Aries is also the awakening forces. It's like, everyone get up, get up, get up, get up. I'm gonna shake this up. We got to wake up. We got to do. Okay. And it likes to assert one's will. It wants to develop the ego. It wants to conquer the world. And it's always taking the bulls by the horn. Aries is the daredevil of the zodiac sign. So it's very, aggressive in a good way and in a negative way. Okay. It's also dealing with the head, it's dealing with the brain, it's dealing with the face, it's dealing with the forehead. If you heard what I said about Mercury, Mercury is dealing with the brain, it's dealing with the mind. So there's a lot of energy of this while we have Mercury in Aries. Also, Aries represents the roof. Okay, if you know anything about what's going on over here, I had a leak in my roof. I'm a Cancer. Mars was in Cancer, so we have that dealing with. But maybe this retrograde will complete this. Because it's an ongoing issue, but I just want you to know that it is dealing with things dealing overhead. Okay, so like your roof. Aries also represents red. Anything dealing with red. If you know anyone who has a Venus in Aries, or you know any Aries signs, and they have some strong Aries placements, they love the color red. Rihanna always wears the red lipstick. She had the red hair. If you have a Mars in Aries, most likely you're wearing a lot of red, or you have red at home. If you have a Venus in Aries, red is a big thing with Aries. Okay, blood also is dealing with Aries. Anything sharp. So you're talking about a tool that is sharp, a knife, sharp objects, guns, weapons, all that is dealing with Aries, because remember, it's a masculine force, it's a masculine energy. So it has that. It also is very too much activity. Aries is all about the physical body. So there's a lot of activity. It's very spontaneous, doesn't like to think before it does, is very fast. Okay. So Mercury, the planet, already told you, moves fast. Aries also wants to be first. So it moves fast. About activity, about initiation, about impatience, rushing forward without becoming weary of any fear. Okay. People who have strong Aries energy, and this could be affecting them, this Mercury in Aries while it's retrograding, and Venus in Aries. Anyone dealing with sports, anyone dealing with their physical body, anyone who's very active, people who are like the police or the military or soldiers are, yes, that is very Aries energy. Anyone working with fire, so firefighters as a profession, that could be dealing with Aries. Anyone who are very daredevil in their job, so someone who's very bold in their job, someone who has to be very courageous in their job, someone who has to be a leader and start something new, an entrepreneur, all that is very Aries energy, and that could be affecting them. A pilot of some sort, anyone dealing with any kind of pioneering spirit. Okay, that is very Aries, and this could be affecting them. Okay. Also, some countries that could be affected with Aries, because we have Venus in Aries retrograding and Mercury in Aries. And Venus started retrograding March 1st, just so you know. So Venus is already retrograding in Aries. But Poland is got Aries. That's why we had that whole, if you know anything about the news. And I do a weekly news thing too. So we'll talk about that later on this week. But we got Poland, Denmark, Syria, and Israel. All those countries represent Aries. Okay. Now let me tell you some things. Now that we have what Mercury means and what Aries means, I'm going to tell you what it means together. But I forgot to tell you guys, please don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up, share this video if you love astrology, if you learned something new. Please help me out, because I'm doing this for free. And in order to get paid, you click that thumbs up for me, okay? Also, too, I want you to know I have some free stuff down below. If you want to learn how to read tarot, I have that down. If you want a free reading, I have that down below. If you're like, no, I want more than the free stuff, of course, I have some stuff you can pay for, okay? Because I am good at what I do. So you can go ahead and click the link down below. I have a community that I'm very serious about. I just broke down the chart, Gavin Newsom's chart. We discussed about him being presidency, and I just broke down his chart just so you can know a little bit more about Gavin Newsom. So, and coming up, I'm going to break down, it was someone I was just thinking. First of all, Israel's chart. I'm going to break down Israel's chart. I'm going to go into Jeffrey Epstein too. I'm going to talk about him for us, the collective, for free, but I'm gonna go really deep dive about Jeffrey Epstein in my community. Anyway, okay, so that is just some business, just so you know. So let's talk about Mercury in Aries, okay? And I'm gonna bring this chart back up so you can see what the chart looks like. This is what we have. And you see Venus is currently retrograding in Aries, but now Mercury is in Aries. And today, as of today, Mercury being in Aries is very strong. Why is it very strong? Because it's at 0 degrees. So you might feel all these things coming up. Okay. So you're talking about fast, direct, very blunt conversation. You may be very bold or without any hesitation, very straightforward, no nonsense conversation. Okay. Get to the point, mother effer. That is that Aries energy, okay? You may be thinking and deciding things very quick. You may be very argumentative or quick-witted or debates, because that Mercury loves to debate, honey child, okay? So the debates and fiercely in love and loves mental challenges. Sorry, just like you're fiercely and you're loving the mental challenge of something, because Aries is very brave with that, right? A lot of impulsive and spontaneous conversations or thinking without overanalyzing. You act on instinct, because the Aries likes to go with their gut feeling, and they just blurt things out. If you know anyone with a Mercury in Aries, you will kind of think that Kanye has that. I forgot, he definitely has Gemini, but he had something with his Mars, and I forgot what it is. But they blurt things out without thinking, because they're very courageous, and they're just like, you know what, F it. And I kind of like, well, not kind of, I really like people who have Mercury's in Aries, because they're saying what the room is thinking, and they just can't help themselves. They just say it out loud. Okay. Love taking intellectual risk, bold claims, and controversial statements. They're the warriors with words. That is what's going to happen with Mercury. Okay. So if you're like, why isn't the news telling us something? Why is my boss keeping this a secret? You're going to see people being more bold and courageous, and like, say what you need to say. Okay. Or why are you beating around a bush? Okay. Also using your words as weapons. There's very sharp, very quick, very forceful. That's Mercury in Aries. Okay. Doesn't back down from any verbal confrontations. Could be a little intimidating. If you're weary of that, I have a Mercury in Leo, so I'm down for the conflict. But some people who have a Mercury in Pisces, or someone who has a Mercury in Cancer, or just the Cancer feeling, or the Moon, someone who's just like, I'm feeling sensitive today. That Mercury in Aries for the collective could be very intimidating. It's very fiery, it's very combative when it comes to discussions. It just is the champion at debating. It's a fearless speaker. Also learning is going to be really fast. It's going to excel at high pressure events or environments. Prefers action orientated education when Mercury is in Aries. So like, show it. How do you do it? How do you apply it? Don't just talk about it, because I don't got time for that. Okay. Any sports is going to be major while Mercury is in Aries, especially when Venus in Aries too. We might be looking at some past athletes or some past like warrior conflict kind of things. That would be very interesting or appealing to the collective. Breaking news. Okay, newsflash. We're gonna get that when Mercury's in Aries. Get ready for that. Like a lot of high adrenaline topics. Okay, Mercury mental dexterity and risk-taking speech. That's going to be happening. Politicians, news topics, podcasters, very bold. And you know what? Eff it. I'm just going to tell you. We're going to just discuss this. A lot of discussion of war, a lot of discussions of conflict, a lot of discussions of selfishness, a lot of discussions of selfishness, of being the first, something brand new. Okay. Yeah. So war correspondents, military strategists, all that may be coming up. Not even maybe. I'm going to say it's going to come up. Okay. Intellectual battles could be happening. Again, you have your police, you have your soldiers, you have even lawyers, because lawyers like to combat with fighting verbally. We're also dealing with cars. So a lot of people driving fast. I got to get there first. That kind of energy. So like even race cars drivers, pilots, engineers, just fast reaction with transits. Maybe even the train is moving faster than normal, and you're like, what the hell? Okay. Just be very aware of the traveling, okay, just across the board. Athlete, coaches, firefighters. I said all that, right? I just want you to know that we are dealing with the daredevil. Aries is the daredevil. So anything dealing with communication, traveling, it's like, you know what? I think I could cross this green light. No one's looking. I don't mean to laugh, but it's like, I dare you. I'll do it. Okay. And driving fast. So be aware that if you got teenagers, be like, calm down. Don't try to impress everyone. Okay. Yeah, you do have that. The verbal conqueror also too, but a lot of hot-headed, impatient conversations. Okay. People rushing to debate, people ignoring details, people jumping to conclusions. You get that with Mercury in Aries. Too blunt, harsh in speech. Okay. The honesty is, there's no tact with honesty. You're just so harsh with your bluntness because you don't care. It's not that you don't care, it's because you're thinking so fast. Difficulty listening to others, speaking first, and they may dominate the conversation. Yeah, also reckless statements and impulsive decisions. Yeah, also to be weary of the money. Venus in Aries is about your money. So don't just buy things on a whim, because that could be happening. Okay. Let me see what we have for a collective, for as like just Mercury in Aries. For as some predictions here, you could see some explosive political debates, or just explosive debates, verbal warfare publicly, so like in the news or wherever you get your media from. I have to stop saying news because it all looks different from everyone. But you see the politicians, you saw them on the news already having this conflict, and that was Venus retrograding and that pre-shadow phase of Mercury retrograding. So you already kind of see what it looks like. You saw Trump sitting there having this immature conversation, I think, with the Poland guy. I forgot his name, but that is already what it's starting to look like. So get ready what it's really going to look like. Okay. But we can have some controversial, shocking news breaks, major unexpected announcements from governments, from corporations, from something new, from someone new. High profile people resigning kind of energy, or political scandals, or aggressive policies. All of a sudden, whistleblowers, because now you're not afraid to speak your mind. So we could be having some whistleblowers, people who are investigating some journalism. They're going to not be afraid to speak their mind. So you can have that coming up, and it could be something from the past. I know we had the Jeffrey Epstein thing really happening, but if you understand what's going on in the sky, you can see that the sun is combust these energies, especially the Saturn, which is the government. So the sun is really the Saturn is not really going to explain the secret stuff that's happening here. So that is basically what that means. I'll go into that a little bit more, but I just want you to understand that sun combusts the Pisces energy. The secrets are not really going to come out. It's an illusion. Okay. We already know what they told us with the Jeffrey Epstein stuff. We already know. And it's like they even kept it more of a secret. Like they had all that stuff blocking, and you could just Google the documents and they're unblocked. So it's really weird that they would. It's not weird. I predicted this already, but it's understandable. Anyway, something with military, something new from the military could be coming out, or like a new weapon of some sort that could be coming out. Individually, when you have Mercury in Aries, you're talking about more people taking risk in their career moves. You're talking about maybe starting a business, being the entrepreneur, taking some bold decisions, making bold decisions, not taking. Increased demand and aggressive marketing. You're being a leader. You're saying, like, you know what, I'm going to be bold. I'm going to be first. You're very persuasive in communication. You're very persuasive on social media or in an email. You have new ideas and you're moving fast with the new ideas, and you're very innovative. Also, you could be very competitive in a good way with Mercury in Aries. Okay. Now, as far as relationships or like your social life, it could be a little heated. I do want you to know that it could be about more about the me, and not the we. Also, you can have a lot of short-lived romance when you're dealing with Aries. And remember, the Venus is in Aries too. When you're dealing with these two planets in Aries, you are talking about, oh, like, I'm in love and I just met you an hour ago. You do have that energy and it's fun while it's lasting, but then you quickly get bored. That could be happening. So a lot of short-lived romances, and it's very passionate. But the Aries, once the burn and the hot fizzles out, it fizzles out really quickly. Okay. But there is direct and honest communication. And it could be very insensitive when it comes to relationships. So just be aware of that. On a personal mindset, when it comes to communication, people may be more energized and impatient, and decision making, it just speeds up. Okay. And you're more likely to make mistakes because you're not reading the fine print. You're not taking your time. You're going off of your gut, and you're not doing any research. More people embrace the warrior mindset though. So personally, you will be bold as a collective and individually. Okay. Great time for public speaking though. If you have to do a debate, you're gonna knock at the park. Okay, you're gonna be like, I'm ready for this debate. Okay, if you have to write anything that you're scared to write, a scary email, all that could be really positive for you. However, just take your time and reread it. Don't just press send. That could be happening. You could be impulsive and it could lead to a controversy, so be aware of that. Just overall, okay, the negative side of Mercury in Aries. You're talking about heated conversation, people being blunt, people being direct, confrontational. There could be some legal battles because we do have that Venus, and Venus does represent law. Okay. A lot of fast driver, a lot of road rage. Okay. So if people want to curse you out while they're driving, let them have that. I'm going to say it again for the people in the back, and I'm going to say it for myself. Okay. We're going to let them have that because Venus is retrograding in Aries. Mercury is retrograding in Aries. We'll just let them have their road rage. Okay. Because we know what's happening in the sky, and we know that they're just on their period. Okay. They are PMSing, okay, especially when they're driving. They have no patience, okay. But we could have more war rhetoric. That could be happening as well. Remember, Aries is the ruler of Aries is Mars, and Mars is the god of war. So there could be a lot of war rhetoric. Governments or leaders may be more escalated to conflicts. And I already said, we already saw what happened with the Polish guy. I don't know his name. Zuckerish. I don't want to mess up his name. I just made that up. But yeah, that could be happening. Yeah, so we can have a lot of cyber attacks too, because Mercury rules technology. Aries is war. So we could be having some cyber attacks too. Okay. So now I did show the dates here, and we are going to break it down according to the chart. So now we're going to go directly of what is exactly, because what I just showed you is what we have generally with Mercury's in Aries. And now I'm going to tell you exactly how this Mercury in Aries is going to be. Okay. So first we have Mercury is entered the building in the sign Aries. Okay. Again, when you have it at 0 degrees, is very strong. So everything that I discuss here on, you're going to see that happening today. Okay. So when you get home and you get that friend who calls you, or your husband or your boyfriend or your mom, and they ain't got time for you. They're a little harsh. We're gonna practice some patience. They may be impatient. We're just gonna let that go. Let that go. Okay. Also, too, I do want you to know that. Let me see what I have here. Oh, we look at the ruler. Okay, I just want to tell you quickly. We want to look at the ruler of Aries, and it's Mars. Mars is trining these planets here. Mars is trining Saturn, the North Node, and Neptune. That's very positive. So those conflicts, it could be still positive, even though we're rushing and moving fast. The ruler is happy, okay? He's at a bliss with the water signs, and there's emotion and intuition heavily involved, okay? So we do have that aspect going on. However, I do want you to know that things could be moving fast. Now we move on to March 5th. Actually, let me move this over here. I'm looking at my notes and I want to show you exactly what's on the chart. Okay, so we have March 5th. Oh, it's going by hours. Hold on. So we have March 5th here, and then on March 5th, we have Mercury and it's sextiling Pluto. This is positive, okay? It's got to be something you got to work with, though. It's positive, but you got to do the work. It's not going to just land on your feet, okay? But you're talking about powerful transformation conversations. The intensity of the conversation is going to work for you because you're very courageous with the intensity, and you're going to be using your words for weapons in a very positive, good way, okay? You could have some revelations. There could be some research. If you have anything you have to research for as secrets, you can even put it on social media. It's going to work good for you. Okay. Expect major digital security concerns, but it's very positive, and it could be in the news. Something could be in the news on the 5th, and it's going to be good news. It's going to be something that's dealing with our future, something that's dealing with technology. Something that's dealing with the future, technology, a type of group of some sort, like, I always say the Mexican mafia or a book club or a sorority of some sort. But there's a transformation, or there's something hidden inside that group, and we are going to be able to get it in the news, and it's going to communicate, or you can communicate an intense, transformative conversation, and it works out for the best. Okay. So great conversations happening on the 5th. Now on the 11th of March, we have Venus retrograding, and now they're sitting on top of each other. So they're conjunct. I just want you to understand they're kind of conjunct, meaning that they're hugging and kissing and loving each other. Mercury's sitting on his lap, Venus' lap, her lap. Venus is a girl, I would think. And Venus is sitting on Mercury's lap, and Mercury is a boy girl. Okay. Mercury is a they. They're sitting on top of each other's lap, and they're working with each other, or they're really strong. They're like, we can do this together. Okay. So when you have that, you can have relationships that could be resurfacing. Venus is retrograding, meaning like, okay, here comes that Aries. He's coming back to hunt you. That could be happening. Anytime you have conjunctions, they're good or bad, but they are strong. Okay. So I do want you to know that. Now, it's going to conjunct at 8 degrees. 8 degrees is dealing with something that's dealing with intensity, psychology, obsession, jealousy, something that's very taboo. It could be money that you owe or inheritance, good or bad. Okay. Something that's very deep, nothing surface level kind of energy here. Okay. In that Aries aspect. So there could be some financial negotiations or setbacks or sudden changes in a partnership, because you are talking about a relationship, maybe aggressive discussions, or maybe the discussions is very bold and it's working for each other. Okay. This also could be beautiful words. This could be doing business in a beautiful way. This could be pleasant expression. This could be a conversation of sex. Because it could be very erotic when you're dealing with that Venus energy. That could be good or bad. I want you to understand that, okay? So if you're having a conversation with someone and it gets a little too sexual for you, hang up, okay? You're in Aries energy, just move fast. What I was thinking, that's okay. There is the energy to want to learn or be stimulated by a relationship, or it could be a friendship, or a friendship with a female, or a relationship of a lover, and you might be stimulated to learn something with this conjunction. That is very possible, or maybe learning something that they discussed before in the past and you're bringing it back up. This is very calculated love. This could be harsh love. This could be lying about relationships. This could be phony because it's retrograding. Okay, a lot of heated conversations in a relationship, confrontations, unexpected lovers again coming back, or maybe some financial issues, discussions of you being imbalanced, you not having harmony with yourself versus a relationship. That could also be a big thing with that. Let me see what else we have. Explosive communications in regards to love and money, ego battles and power struggles in a relationship, because Aries is all about self-focus, and people would demand that they need their needs met first. That could be happening. Me versus us, conversations about the past and unresolved issues, financial chaos, reckless spending, okay, bad financial decisions. And here, now that it has hit the fan, That could be happening, okay? The urge to cut ties, fresh starts, because Aries wants to start something new. That could be happening on the 11th, and ongoing, because they're staying close with each other, okay? What you don't want to do with this conjunction is that you don't want to rush in love, okay? If you're rekindling something and it's moving fast, slow it down. Now, if you have a Venus in retrograde when you were born, my son has that. This works for him, okay? I told him, he was like, I'm gonna ask my girlfriend out, and I wasn't thinking about his chart, and I was like, oh, Venus retrograding, don't do that. He was like, well, it worked. And I looked at his chart. I was like, Venus, you have a Venus retrograde in your chart. So you know how to work with a Venus retrograde. So this is really blissful for anyone who has a Venus retrograde in your chart. If you don't know if you have that, give me your birth time, the day you were born, the time you were born, your location. I'll let you know. Okay. Think before you speak. Don't assume that you know everything. Okay. Information could be misleading. Now you have on the 14th of March, Mercury retrograde. It begins this day. Okay. I'll scooch it over one time. But still see that Venus is close to Mercury. So a lot of things dealing with relationships, a lot of things dealing with partnerships, a lot of things dealing with law, okay, justice, fairness, that female who's very selfish or who's very bold and courageous, or a female who's starting something new, or a female leader. All those things are still at the forefront in our minds, in our conversations, and when we're traveling, okay? But when it's retrograding, this is when you get impulsive. And this is where it's going to backfire. This is when the contract starts to get delayed. If you are an athlete and you have to sign a contract, read the fine print. This is where the technology glitches, and it glitches very fast. Okay. This is aggressive rhetoric. This is miscommunication, some social tensions. This is where the news will probably be reporting that there is a party and someone got shot at a party. Okay. Because you are talking about weapons. Venus represents the social life. Okay. And you're having fun with Venus, and now the news is bad. Okay. That could be happening. Now, on the 17th of March, we have this on the 17th. Oh, I want you to know that the sun is combust Mercury. Okay, so combust means that it's got like a 12-degree orb, and the sun is starting to glare. It's glaring Venus, it's glaring Mercury. Okay, so they are not working its best. Okay, they can't quite see because the sun is starting to get close, and now they're blinding and they have to cover their eyes, so they can't really use their natural energy in the best way. Okay, so you could be talking about more accidents than ever because you're literally talking about traveling and you can't see. Okay, so that could be happening around the 17th. You're talking about extreme mental clarity and there's confusion. Words could be exaggerated, distorted, are really used as a weapon around this time. Increased sensitivity and emotional outbursts, and conspiracy theories. Are they true? Or are they not true? Well, I won't believe them. Okay, because the sun and Mercury's combust. You got hidden agendas. You got exposed truth related to leaders, because the sun does represent leaders. I do want you to know all this Pisces energy does represent conspiracy theories. Okay, so all the conspiracy theories out. The Jeffrey Epstein stuff is out. However, we can't see it. It's a delulu energy, okay, until they are combust. Now, this same day, the sun is combust to south node, the north node. So we are going to have major clarity when it comes to what we're supposed to meant to do in our lifetime. That happens on the 17th. So there's positivity there, but Mercury and all that is still a little delulu and it's confused, okay? Now, on the 24th, though, we will get clarity. On the 24th of March, that is when the sun is Kazemi, and the Kazemi is very positive. There's enlightenment, there's truth. And this also could be more internal energy because this is the first one. They don't have the second one. They'll be more external. But there's a moment of enlightenment. There's clarity regarding decisions made earlier in the retrograde. And you can expect bold, game-changing announcements. I think that would be more the second Kazemi, but you'll get it now, okay? You'll be like, oh my gosh. The retrograde is here, and now we have the secrets revealed, new secrets, because we're dealing with Aries. Our awareness of yourself, discussions about yourself, everything that I talked about Aries, leaders, war. There will be some aha moments there on the 24th. Very positive. Now on the 29th, though, I want you to see that Mercury's in Aries and it's at 0 degrees. That's very strong. Very, very, very potent. Okay. There's something from the past is getting reevaluated, and it could be dealing with war and conflict, government, war, conflict. You could be arguing with someone really intensely. Okay. Everything that I discussed with Mercury and Aries in the negative light, it's going to be strong on the 29th. Okay. So everyone chill at home, journal, take a bath, relax. You can stand by the heater, stand by a fireplace, maybe heated blanket. Yeah, but don't get heated with someone, okay? But just be aware that that is the collective energy. Also, too, this sign Aries, this is really going to affect a lot of people who have Cancer energy, a lot of people who have Capricorn energy. They're going to be affected, and Libra energy. All of you guys will be more affected than others, just so you know, on a personal level. Now, also too, on the 30th, two things, big things are happening on the 30th. Okay. Neptune enters Aries. Neptune has entered the building, and we got some new chaos. Okay. Some new secrets that are going to happen. Okay. That Neptune in Aries is 0 degrees, is going to be very strong. Neptune moving in Aries is the birth of a new spiritual warfare, illusions with the leaderships. Oh my gosh, you thought this leader was somebody. He's not nobody. He's an illusion. Okay. Global movements that are challenging reality. Also, too, you have a new moon happening. The new moon, where's the moon? The new moon already happened. Boop. The new moon already happened. You also have a new moon on the 29th. Okay. When is the new moon? Is it on the 30th? It's on the 29th. Okay, so the new moon happens before before Neptune enters Aries. But so with the new moon, so that big week, that's a big week happening, okay, around March 30th. But a new moon in Aries, conjunct Mercury retrograding, is going to amplify any energy dealing with warlike rhetoric or aggressive leadership or conflict when it comes to words, okay? Get ready for the news with that one. Let's see what new bold person has got something to say, okay? But you do have that new moon, and I'll go over the new moon as we get closer. But Neptune in Aries, a lot of new energy now. All the homeless, all the drug addicts, homeless drug addicts, all the crazy people. And I'm just saying all this very blunt and direct because Mercury's in Aries. But all that starts something new. Either that energy gets more aggressive in Aries, or something new happens with Aries, or people will be more aggressive to the people who are less fortunate, who don't have homes, or who are crazy, or who are considered lacking. That could be more energy too with that. That's just that Neptune in Aries. But Mercury, at the same time, they're doing a switcheroo. Mercury hits 29 degrees retrograding. 29 is another potent degree, and it's got to rush because it's got to close something out. So communication shifts from bold aggressiveness to vague, and you're deceptive. So yesterday you were confronting me. Today you're acting like it didn't even happen, and you're causing me to be confused. Okay. Mercury in Pisces at that 29 degree is also dealing with secrets and scandals and misinformation. And it's hard to distinguish the truth from lies. Okay. And Mercury is still sitting there conjunct Venus. So the relationship is a lie. The relationship is an illusion. The balance and the harmony that you're trying to display, that's an illusion. That's not truthful. So bringing emotional and financial issues to the forefront. Get ready for that. Okay. You're still dealing with your finances. You're still talking about something that you need to do in this lifetime. All that is sitting very close. I do want you to understand, as long as Saturn is sitting in Pisces, the government is delulu. Okay. The government is keeping secrets. We don't know what they're doing. Okay. I also did a breakdown of something in the community in regards to I didn't even do that in the community. I actually talked about TikTok. That makes me think of my discussion about TikTok. So check out my last current events video. I discussed this Saturn. I discussed this Pisces energy. Anyway, okay. So on the 25th of April, do we go all the way to the 25th? No. We go from the 30th, and we go next is April 7th here. That's the next time I see Mercury up to something. And it goes direct in Aries. Now it doesn't go direct in Aries, it goes direct in Pisces. So now we get momentum back. We're able to talk about the confusion and the Lulu energy. I mean, there's still some secrets, but maybe we can keep them a little bit better. People who are closing things up and ending conversations, all that starts to happen because you already been here and now you can close off that conversation, close off that discussion. A lot of discussions of death. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I'm pretty sure they said that what's her name passed away. Let me see. Angie Stone. Let me see. Pass away. Let me see if she did pass away. March 1st, Angie Stone passed away. Let me see Angie Stone's zodiac sign because I don't know if they will have her chart. Sagittarius. Let me see if they have her chart. Hold on. Let me see if we got Angie Stone's birth chart. We don't have the time, so we won't look at the houses. Sagittarius, she's a Sun Sagittarius, a Taurus moon. I'm trying to see if she had anything dealing with Virgo and Pisces. I don't see anything, so I can't necessarily say, but we do have these eclipses that I've discussed, and that does represent the death. I don't have her birth time, so I can't break it down. I'll break it down. I'll look at her chart a little bit more intensely to see what is this connection of her death. It was a car accident. Mercury is in its pre-shadow phase. Do we say when this pre-shadow phase happens? Even though I'm not sure if. Let me see the Mercury dates. Mars, Mercury dates. Let me see. Pre-shadow phase. Do I have the pre-shadow phase? Yeah. Oh, February 28th. Yeah. Mercury pre-shadow phase. So the car accidents are already happening, you guys, in the sign Pisces, already happening. And that's what she died from, a car accident. Yeah, but there's also the sun. He posted something on Instagram. We'll talk about that a little bit. Focus, Danyell. Anyway, let me go back. So where were we? We were at 25 degrees. No, we were at on the 7th. Okay, so Mercury goes direct in Pisces. And again, I just want you to understand Pisces represents ending, closures, and death. So we do have some more clarity and more awareness, and we're able to discuss these things a little bit more out in the open. Venus is still retrograding now. Venus is moving slow. Mercury's like, I ain't got time for this. It moves faster. Okay. Now we have April on April 25th. That is when it will end all this business, okay, dealing with Mercury. It will end the post shadow phase. We're fully out of this, and there's clarity for all of us. Okay, I see nothing retrograding and stuff for the node, so that's going to be very positive. We're getting, hopefully, I didn't look at the transits, so yeah, so that is what we have. Final takeaways of Mercury retrograding in Aries and Mercury being in Aries and Mercury retrograding in the sign Pisces. Just be ready for anything dealing with war, military conflict on a personal level and on a global scale. Okay. Even a politician's fighting child. Okay. Because you've got some strong leaders with that Aries energy. That is happening. It already started to happen. Okay. Media war, censorship battles, the way the information is controlled. We already have Pluto in Aquarius. But with that alignment with Mercury dealing with communication, there could be some controlling, okay? Sudden leaders changing. That Mercury retrograde could be sudden, I resign, a scandal, darling, or unexpected power shifts. That could be happening. The financial market. It's not the time to do the bold decisions with trading with that. We have the new moon in Aries. We got the Neptune in Aries. So there's a new era of something, a new beginning in something, a new leadership in something with the military or something brave and courageous is going to start as a whole. Okay. This is very bold. This is very fast. This is very aggressive energy coming up. Don't say I didn't tell you. I warned you. Everyone take their time, stay grounded. A lot of fire energy, a lot of conflict, a lot of external, a lot of things dealing with relationships. Okay. Now that we have that, we're going to discuss the horoscopes. And let me pull a card for the collective first. Okay. What do we need to know as a collective first in regards to Mercury retrograding in Aries? We have the Hangman. The Hangman is very Neptune Pisces energy. Everyone's got to think outside of the box. Everyone's got to use their spiritual energy, their intuition when doing things. Everyone also needs to be caring and loving to others. Okay. Neptune energy is going to be enlightened when they see things from a different perspective. And maybe this retrograde of repeating and redoing and delaying is going to make you say, you know what, change the way you're thinking. That could possibly be happening. You guys, should I turn this on? Look at me getting distracted. Let me pull 2 more cards. And we also have the Emperor. The Emperor is very Aries energy. So a lot of boldness, a lot of people setting boundaries, a lot of people saying, no, this is how it's going to happen. I am the leader. I am the Aries. I'm going to do something new. I'm going to do something bold. A lot of that. And it's going to create foundation and structure for us. Okay. We also have the King of Wands. This is all fire energy. So a lot of motivation, a lot of creativity, a lot of like, come on, let's get it going. A lot of fired up, innovative, creative, bold, courageous, adventurous. People really motivating, leader, very strong energy. Just think of the leader. Who is the boss? That is what we have for the collective. Now we have that Neptune involved, though. Neptune is sitting there hovering over all this energy. So Neptune is going to bring the craziness. Neptune is going to bring the addictions. Neptune is going to bring the dreams. Neptune is going to bring the spiritual aspect to this whole dynamic of fire and drive and getting something started. Okay. That is what we have for the collective. I am going to use the restroom. I said here, I have my smoothie here. And I haven't had vegetables in a very long time. That is at Uranus and Taurus. I've tried something different in my diet, and now I'm trying it back. So anyway, I drank all this. This is mostly foam. There's a little juice here. And that means I have to use the restroom. So I'm going to use the restroom. And while I use the restroom, you guys get ready. First of all, you need to like this video. So first of all, let me just tell you to like the video, get busy with liking it. I don't even see that. I usually have that video here. Oh, here we go. First do this. Boop. Y'all wasn't dancing? Well, y'all shouldn't have been dancing because you guys should have been liking the video. And I am going to use the restroom. And so a word from my sponsor. Hello there, my beautiful souls. I am Danyell Carmelita, your favorite tarot reader and astrologer. Are you ready to take your spiritual journey to the next level? Introducing Danyell's Astro Tarot Elite Club, your exclusive getaway to daily insights, cosmic guidance, and so much more for just $4.99 a month. As a member, you'll receive daily readings designed to align your day with the universe's energy. Start each day with clarity and confidence. Do you need a personal reading, or do you want to have your astrology chart read fully? With being a member, you also can enjoy exclusive discounts on all my offerings just for our elite members only, all for just $4.99 a month. That's less than a cup of coffee. Join Danyell's Astro Tarot Elite Club today and elevate your spiritual path. Oh no, she's not back. Oh no, I didn't make it back in time. I'm back. Okay, horoscopes time, you guys. Here we go. We're going to do the horoscopes. Whew. I'm not out of breath. No, I'm not out of breath. I'm fine. Okay, we're going to start with the Aries. Oh, first I do want you to understand to check your sun, moon, and rising, okay? Your rising sign is going to be more detailed into you. Your sun sign is going to be about what you're pursuing physically. Your moon sign is going to be that internal energy that people don't know about. Okay, so check all 3 and it's going to be so accurate in your personal reading. Okay, so we're going to start with Aries. And before we start with Aries, I'm going to change that background. Okay, now Aries, let's get with you. Mercury is going to, of course, deal with your first house. It's entering your first house. And it's like, hello, your mind is racing. You're very direct. You're ready to take action. You got bold energy. You may be a little aggressive, okay? This could be hitting your rising sign. So there could be some aggression there, even like your appearance and your relationships versus you already been an issue because you have that Venus retrograding there too. So all that, this is personally dealing with you, a lot of selfishness with you, a lot of like, I'm going to spa, screw you. I'm going to spend money on myself, screw you. I'm going to buy for myself, screw you. A lot of that, okay, Aries, that could be happening. Mercury and retrograding could lead to arguments, delays, and personal plans, frustrations, and decision making. Double check any actions in regarding to yourself because this is all about you, okay? Mercury retrograding will enter Pisces. That's going to enter your 12th house and it's going to slow things down and it's all going to be about yourself and you being alone in solitude. Secrets may resurface. There's dreams that could be feeling really vivid. It's a time to revisit old wounds. Be cautious of emotional decisions. The card for you guys we have is the World. There's something that's going to be completed for you guys, okay? Or this could be something dealing with the World Wide Web. But I think it's something more that's going to be successful and completion for you guys. You have to deal with all this chaos and all this disruptions and delays that's setting you back. But when it enters Pisces and comes back, there is going to be success and there's going to be long-term energy and there's going to be a closure, an ending of something, okay? That is what we have for you guys. I will see you next time. Bye. Okay, Taurus. The Mercury retrograde and Mercury in Aries. First of all, enters Aries is dealing in the 12th house. So you're talking about your subconscious. You're talking about things that are hidden. They could be coming to surface or things that are ending. There's some closure or a hidden enemy is affecting you. Okay, they're saying something. You're thinking about them. Pay attention to your dreams and signs and your intuition. Use your inner voice. It has something to tell you. Now, when Mercury enters Aries, it's going to be retrograding. It's going to be causing confusions in regarding to spiritual matters or secret projects or hidden enemies. Okay. Let me actually, why do I have that in my notes? Let me go to, hold up, wait a minute. It's going to be dealing something when it gets into Pisces. It's going to be dealing something in a matter of your future, your hopes and dreams. Technology could be a problem here, and you're so confused on why your technology isn't working. Astrology, you've lost hope in astrology. The 11th house does represent science and astrology as well, and your hopes and dreams. And there could be some confusion there as it's retrograding. Also, a friendship, a network of some sort. A lot of losing friends and not speaking to friends or feeling lonely with friends or feeling insecure with friends. That could be happening, okay? That's what happened. Your social life can come back to focus. Old friends, reconnecting with people who once inspired you, but they don't. It's like a nostalgia maybe, or yeah, something with friendship is going to be coming back. But when it's in that Aries energy and it's retrograde in that 12th house, there could be something that you trusted and maybe there's a self-sabotage or a sabotage there that could be happening with words, okay? So I'm going to pull a card. We have the Tower card. The Tower card is a Mars card too. Major disruption here. What you have to do though, when you have the Tower card, the normal Tower card has like a lightning striking the tower. If you see this tower, she's like sitting out and she's by herself in solitude. So there could be a strong sense of solitude happening and you having to reflect heavily on things. Now, on the Tower card, on a traditional sense, it's talking about there's a major disruption and you were depending on a false structure and you were depending on a structure you shouldn't be depending on because it was false, and you should be depending on yourself. Okay, the love of self. Also, this is about letting go and letting God, falling freely and not holding on tight to anything when it's time to release. Okay, I will see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, Geminis, this is entering Mercury in Aries is entering your 11th house, and this is all about your social circle and expansions. I mean, your social circle and your friendships and networkings, a club of some sort, any type of networking. All that's going to start new, and you're going to be making some bold connections and speaking your truth and standing out in a group of discussions. Now it's going to be retrograding there, so you could be having some disputes with some new friends, okay, or with any friends, or online arguments, or because it could be dealing with social media, misunderstandings with communities that could be arising. Yes, what you post or say, it can come back to bite you. Ew. Also, you are being selfish when it comes to your friends. You're like, no, I don't want to do what the friends are doing. I don't want to do what the collective is doing. I want to do what I'm doing. This could be falling something in that regards. Okay. Yeah, technology is also in this house. So it could be something about new technology that you get and it may not work or it's moving slow. Mercury retrograding in Pisces or enter Pisces, and it'll be in that career energy, and it's going to be about reassessing your career. Something at work may require you to rethink it or redo it, or a lot of conversations in regarding your public image and how you look in front of everyone. Avoid making big career decisions because there could be something that's confusing others, or an illusion of some sort. We have the 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands is a heavy load. This is not going to be that big for you guys though, because this is not a major arcana, but it represents a heavy load. And it's like, oh my gosh, I have so much to carry. But the 10 means an ending, and it's going to be new beginning. So it's really ending and something starting anew, which is very Pisces and Aries energy. So you have this heavy load, but there's going to be a releasing of that, and you getting at that top of the mountain and going down and releasing that heavy load that you have to carry. Okay, just be aware of the heavy load. What do we need to know about this heavy load? To practice alchemy, practice moderation. Don't carry too much, because you could be overly optimistic. Okay, yeah, and it's also that energy is about caring about others too much, and yeah, you could be caring about others, maybe a friendship too much as well. Okay, I will see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, Cancers, welcome. I'm the sun in Cancer. Mercury is going to be entering that 10th house, right? It's all about your career. It's all about everyone look at me. I'm on a spotlight, and you're being bold, you're being noticed, and you have new ideas. You're speaking up. You're a leader, okay? But you could be impatient. Don't be impatient or have unnecessary conflict, because Mercury retrograding in that same house of work, and it could be starting some setbacks, miscommunication, maybe with the authority figure. I don't know where you work. That could be happening. There could be delays in your profession plans, and it could be frustrating you. You could be impatient when it comes to your self-image. Okay. Now Mercury is going to enter Pisces. And when it enters Pisces, you're going to be rethinking your long-term goals. A shift about your higher education may occur. Revisiting something that inspires you and your philosophy and your religion, or even something dealing with law. That could all be changing, and having some discussions about that. We have the 10 of Pentacles. It's very blissful with money and tangible items. Okay. So this retrograde energy is going to end up giving you a lot of tangible results that are very positive. Okay, so Cancers, this is very good for you. The retrograde is going to be maybe sending some setbacks, but financially it'll be good for you. All right, I will see you next time. Bye. Leos, Mercury retrograding in Aries is going to enter your 9th house, and entering Aries first today could be excitement with adventure. It's going to be about big ideas taking over. You're thinking more expansive. You're traveling. You're bold in your studies. You're like, I'm going to take higher learning, or something new, a new philosophy. Even being very courageous when it comes to court and law. Now Mercury retrograding is going to have delays in traveling. So you plan to travel, and now there's delays. Maybe there's an educational mishap. A philosophical debate could be happening because you have these new philosophies, you're trying them out, and now you're arguing with people over them. Okay, it could be frustrating. Keep your plans flexible, avoid jumping to conclusions. Mercury retrograding in Pisces is going to sit you back with your finances, or shared finances, or things that are very taboo with others, or secrets, or something dealing with mysteries. All that could be happening, or being obsessed with power, and there's illusions there. Okay, avoid major financial moves until clarity returns. And we have the 2 of Wands. This is someone who's going to sit and research. Okay, they're getting ready to plan to go on a trip, to plan to do something, but you need to sit and research. Okay, the world is at your fingertips, but use the World Wide Web. Okay, don't go and do yet until the retrograde stops, and then go ahead and do the trip, because this is a step before the trip. It's saying that you will do the trip, you will expand, you will be moving forward. However, this time is only for research. All right, I will see you next time. Bye. Okay, Virgos, this is in your 8th house. Okay, Mercury enters Aries. It's going to be about conversations about finances, your debts, money that you owe, taxes, inheritances, deep emotional topics. Become more urgent. You may feel the need to take charge, but avoid making impulsive financial decisions. Then it retrogrades. And then now you're talking about these financial contracts and investments and loans. They're getting delayed, or they need to be revised, or there's hidden motives in financial discussions. And you're like, what the heck? I was supposed to get an inheritance. That could be happening, or like confusions with your taxes, or shared income that you guys have. There's confusion in them, and it's causing arguments. Okay, when it enters Pisces, you're talking about it entering the relationship. So that share income, now you got to deal with this business partner or that relationship, and you're reevaluating that, or something may reappear with that. Don't rush into commitments until you are sure about your intentions. Okay, this is the High Priestess. It's all about using your intuition. There's something mysterious here, though, and we are dealing with that 8th house. It's very spiritual energy. So you want to use your higher emotional intelligence when it comes to your intuition and spirituality. But there's something that's very mysterious happening. So I'm going to pull another card. You have to fight the battle. You have to use that Aries energy, not in a negative light, but just be like, there's something secretive here, and I'm gonna fight it because I feel it in my gut. Okay, Virgos, use that energy. I will see you next time. Bye. Libras, Mercury enters your 7th house, partnerships versus the professional level of the personal energy. You could be in a spotlight, or maybe you're more assertive in your relationships and you're very bold with decision making in relationships now, or even your aesthetics. Now Mercury is going to retrograde in Aries, so you have miscommunication in a partnership, or your partner is talking cray cray. Okay, that could be happening. This could be legal battles, this could be unresolved conflicts that could be resurfacing or repeating old mistakes. And this is going to enter Pisces, and when it enters Pisces, it's going to be about your workplace dynamics that could be changing. Co-workers, just a lot of confusions with them, or endings with them, delays, a shift of responsibilities. It could be something with your health, could be something with your day-to-day organization. All that is going to be revisited, and there's a closure with that. As well, we have the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords, it's talking about conflict with words. Okay, so you're going to get into some arguments, and when you get into some arguments with words, you need to transition, you need to focus on psychological healing. But the conflict of words is going to end either the relationship of some sort at work, or it's going to transition into new beginnings, a rebirth of some sort. A big transformation is going to happen with the conflict. Okay, I will see you guys next time. Bye. Scorpios, we have Mercury entering Aries, and it's going to retrograde in your 6th house. So you're talking about your daily routines, fast pace, very productive, something with health and really working out, and it's all great. And then it retrogrades. You're talking about challenges in the workplace, miscommunication with coworkers, the house, you're fighting within your day-to-day routines. And it's like, I'm just trying to stick to me and do my routines. Maybe you're starting a new routine, and it's causing some problems here. Okay, starting something in regards to health, you're being bold with your health, and it could be backfire, or there could be some setbacks with it. Okay, Mercury is going to retrograde in Pisces. When it retrogrades in Pisces, then it enters another house, and you're talking about your creative spark, or past love may surface. You have the energy to really be yourself and express yourself, and there's some confusions, or there's some endings there. This is also dealing with a house of children, so there could be something with your children as well that could be causing some conflicts, or some miscommunications, or chaos. Okay, listen carefully before you make any decisions. Take your time, practice empathy, and use your intuition. What do we have for the cards? We have Justice. Justice is all about having harmony and balance in your life. Okay, and then that's a major arcana, so you really need that. And we have the Hierophant. You have 2 major arcanas, so this is going to be a big thing for you, Scorpio. The Hierophant is about conforming, sticking to your tradition, following the masses. There's some conflict there, though. You may need to seek higher knowledge, higher wisdom. As well, if you know a pastor, whatever is your traditional religion or your traditional belief, you probably need to seek that, or you need to seek higher wisdom to help with some balance in your life, okay, to help with some harmony in your life. Okay, I will see you guys next time. Bye. Sagittarius, welcome. Okay, Mercury is going to enter your fifth house. It's going to retrograde. It's going to enter Aries. It's currently in Aries in your fifth house. You're talking about creative energy. You're talking about romance that could be heating up, expressing yourself very boldly. Okay, and you're like a tiger kind of energy. At the same time, this could be your children, something dealing with your children and the communication with your children. And Mercury is going to retrograde. So when it's retrograding, it's moving fast. You're getting new information about your children. An old flame comes back and it's unfinished creative projects, or you being your true self and expressing yourself. There's some things you have to revisit and redo, and it may resurface, or a very impulsive romantic relationship. And now you guys broken up, okay, because it came so fast. Then Mercury is going to retrograde in that Pisces energy, and it's in a house of home and family and things of your past and where you feel safe and security. Could be dealing with moms, but family matters or unresolved emotional baggage could resurface. Use this time to heal some own wounds. Now, for the Aries energy, life is about ups and downs. Okay. There are some karmic things coming your way. There's something that's destined to happen, and it's fine. Okay. It's a very positive energy because life is up and down. And I would say that's good karma because it's upright. It's upright. Now, when it hits the Pisces energy, you have to persevere and stay strong. Do not give up. Okay. Because I'm a Sagittarius, I want to pull another card for both of that clarity. We have the Princess of Cups. This is a young water sign, or they could be coming to send you a message. A sense of being curious could be causing some things that could be very positive for you. At the same time, this is someone who is using their intuition and their spirituality and love. A lot of love energy. Focus on that when you're trying to persevere. Focus on love and loving the youthfulness of people when it comes to the ups and downs of life. Okay, life cycles. All right, I will see you guys next time. Bye. Capricorns, Mercury is going to enter Aries and retrograde in your fourth house. And when it retrogrades in your fourth house, you're talking about, it could be real estate, okay? It could be family conflicts, anything dealing with home related. There could be some delays there, okay? Home, family conversations, it could be arguments, okay? Making decisions about living situations, something from the past, something about your ancestry. All that could be causing some conflicts. Now, Mercury retrograding in Pisces, it goes on to your third house, and you're talking about major conversations, communications across the board, something in regards to an early education or something, like you relearning something, like go back and relearn this because you didn't finish learning it. This could be something with siblings, and you could be losing siblings, arguing with siblings. Siblings are causing some confusion, and there's some closure there. There's some ending there, even with your community and neighbors. Okay, we have the Empress. This is very positive for you. This whole retrograde, Mercury retrograde energy is going to give you a fertility of some sort, some abundance of some sort, you creating something and giving birth to it. Could be an actual child because you are dealing with the fourth house that's dealing with mom and Aries. So you could be giving birth physically, or you could be creating something, and it could be creating something of words and communication, and it's causing you abundance, or creating something from your home when all this stuff starts to lift up. Okay, it's very positive though. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Oh, we have Aquarius. Aquarius, this is your third house, Mercury entering Aries, and it's all about having a sharp mind and communicating fast, and ideas are flowing, exciting new projects, and learning something new that you've always been scared to learn. That's happening, right? And then Mercury retrogrades, and you're talking about delays in travel, your day-to-day travel, technology and social media, and any type of communication. There's mishaps there, losing the emails. The emails are lost in the sauce, or someone sends a very bold and confrontational text message. All that happens. Even contracts, just double read and double check everything, because you have this double communication thing happening for you. Now, it's going to retrograde and enter Pisces. Pisces is going to enter that second house. This is about finances. So this could be you purchasing something and then it goes on sale after you purchased it. Or this could be you buying something or trade in finances, and the money is not good. Okay, this is a time to review your money. Don't do any big purchases unless you have a Mercury retrograde in your chart. Then go ahead, it works for you. You already know that energy. Venus is also retrograding there too, so a lot of finances things for you. We do have the Lovers card. This makes me think there's going to be this, because I just brought up Venus, there's going to be something in regards to relationships and communication with relationships that could be affecting you, and it could be affecting the way you communicate. So look how you talk to your lover. Look how you talk to, because that's also the card of Gemini communication. So look how you're communicating when it comes to your lover. There's something there. Let me see what we have here. The Four of Cups. It's like you're like, I'm bored. I need something new. I'm not happy with what I have. Watch the communication there, because that could be an energy of being ungrateful and not really looking at what God's given you. Okay. I will see you next time. Bye. Pisces, welcome. Okay, Mercury's retrograding in Aries. It's going to retrograde in Aries in your second house. This is all about your finances, focusing on what your self-worth is, okay? You may feel motivated to increase your income or avoid spending or having impulsive spending. That's what I would recommend. But this is a time to research and plan, okay? It's not the time to buy and do. Mercury retrograding in Aries is financial setbacks. It's communication about money, and there's some miscommunication. Unexpected expenses could occur. You just got to plan wisely. You got to be ready. It's like you invested in something and lost all the money in it. That could be possibly happening. Now, Mercury is going to retrograde in Pisces, and it's going to be in that first house for you guys, right? So your identity is shifting, okay? Old versions of yourself may resurface, requiring reflection and release. This is about your thought pattern and communication and travel, but it's really about yourself, all those things. So the way you think of yourself, the way you communicate, how it comes off for your image, all that happens for you. We have the King of Cups. This is someone who needs a lot of love, use a lot of intuition, and to be emotionally mature. Okay, use your emotional intelligence, Pisces, because you have it. All right. Yes, that is what I have for my reading. For any of you guys who are just joining, I'm saving this live. This will be posted, and I will see you in a few days, because I'm going to be talking about Epstein. I'm going to be talking about the deaths that are occurring this week, and whatever current news that is happening. If you want me to know, if you want me to look it up, put it in the comments, and I'll have it ready by Wednesday. I think that will be when I come back up. Yes, I will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye bye.